It had been over 2 weeks since Tan had given Lieutenant Ziegler the news about the command staff. In that time he had worked with Lieutenants Quinn to help the remaining crew get settled into quarters. Occasionally, Hal thought he had caught glimpses of other Elixir on the ship, but when he turned to look at them, they were gone. Their sensors did not pick up anyone else except for Tan, which led him to believe it was nothing more than stress and fatigue causing him to imagine things. Hal had also requested to get in touch with Starfleet so he could explain their situation. Tan had promised, or at least he took it that way, that she would do what she could to establish a connection. There seemed to be some issue with using the communication systems, or more correctly, an issue with translations rather than making contact. In lieu of that, Halderon chose to use written communication instead. It was a lot slower, but effective nonetheless. He passed on the Borg incident to Rear Admiral Bain, explaining how they were rescued by the Elixir, a feline-type race from, well, he was not exactly sure where they were from. Tan, the Elixir liaison, had given them freedom to roam the ship. Her mission was not so different from their own, to explore the galaxies and learn about different cultures and lifestyles. She explained that they were, by their very nature, curious, and felt that we would be best suited to show her around. Tan believed we would also point out things she would not have otherwise considered. In a sense, this was our part of space, and that made us the perfect tour guide. Admiral Bain was intrigued by the idea and wanted to know more. Hal did not have much information to give him at the time, but promised to send him reports on a regular basis. Bain wrote back, "Lieutenant, thank you for contacting me. We had assumed the Achilles had been lost in a battle with the Borg, though we were quite perplexed by how the Achilles was able to destroy a Borg cube by herself. With the list you have provided, we will be contacting the families and giving our regards where appropriate. In the meantime, we need to know who the most senior ranking officer is, and if you can, provide us with your coordinates so we can have a ship meet you and provide any assistance you may need." Bain hit the send command and waited. When the message came through, Hal considered for a moment who the most senior ranking officer was. He wrote back, "I believe I am the most senior ranking officer on board at the moment. Commanders Murphy and Crux were incapacitated by an airborne pathogen. Several of the crew were also affected, though most of them have recovered. Murphy and Crux, however, had explored the rest of the ship with Tan before it was noticed that the pathogen affected us, and they were therefore infected much more severely. The Elixir were not sure how to cure them, so we placed them into stasis chambers and transferred them to the nearest starbase for treatment." Hal entered their coordinates and heading before continuing with his report. "It is a remarkable ship, Admiral, and the Elixir seem to be a very pleasant species. They wish to explore our galaxy and have offered us the use of their ship for our needs as well." Hal pressed the send button and waited. It took several moments for one letter to be received. As he leaned back in the chair, he wondered what their next step would be. Surely, meeting up with another ship could be beneficial, given their current situation. They were low on supplies and have not yet become familiar enough with the Elixir ship. It was also possible that with the destruction of the Achilles, they would all be reassigned. A slight plunk sound alerted Bain that another message had been received. After reading it, he felt better about the situation. "I'd like to study that ship further, and if these Elixir are indeed letting us, use that ship, then I can think of no better crew to do it than the crew you currently have. I am promoting you to the rank of Lieutenant Commander and assigning you as acting commanding officer of that ship. Please let me know the name of the ship so I can make it official. I will have the USS Tribulation stop for supplies, anything you need, and rendezvous with you as soon as possible." Hal read the message at least 3 times before it sunk in that he was given a promotion. He expected that they would want to study the ship and learn more about it. After all, it was not every day you came across a vessel powerful enough to outright destroy a Borg cube and sphere. "We'll need standard provisions," Hal wrote, "and someone who can assist with translation technology. Hopefully, by the time the Tribulation arrives, we'll be more familiar with the ship. Whom should I have as my first officer?" Bain did not know firsthand who of the Achilles crew was still alive, who was of senior rank, or even who showed the most promise. "That, Commander, is up to you. Whomever you select, I will endorse and make it happen for you. Study that ship and give me daily reports on what you have learned and how you believe it could benefit Starfleet and the Federation as a whole." I will give you the Tribulation's ETA as soon as I know it myself. I will also include officers and crew to replenish your losses. Good luck, Commander." Hal rubbed his forehead. This was unlike any situation he had been in before. After a moment, he leaned forward and began typing. "Thank you, Admiral, for your confidence in me. Some of the crew have referred to this vessel as Odysseus. It is something translated from Tan's tongue, though I couldn't pronounce it, let alone spell it. I look forward to the rendezvous with the Tribulation, and I am sure the rest of the crew will be as well." Hal sent the final message and leaned back in his seat. He was not sure if the Admiral was complimenting him or setting him up for disaster. Either way, it did not matter. Hal always did the best he could, no matter the situation. He just never imagined that he would be in a situation like this.